Hello students, welcome back to our channel. So in the previous lecture we have already covered the principle and concept of weed management. Now in the concept section we have already covered there are different types of concepts of weed management. One is preventive approach, then management approach, control approach, then eradication approach. These four types of approach were there. So again we have in control section also we have several approaches like preventive control, then you have mechanical control, then cultural control or ecological control, biological control of weeds, then herbicidal control of weeds, then bioherbicidal control of weeds and all. Okay, so in this particular section again we will cover the preventive approach of weed control, preventive measure or preventive approach of weed control. So what does prevention means? Prevention, you have already heard a term several times that prevention is better than cure. Why is that? Because once you infected with any virus or any microbes, then you have to take medicine, you have to take medication, you will not feel well and your energy level will go down. So like that, if in any field we are growing our particular plant that is called desired plant or we say crop plant, if in that particular field we are having the undesired plant, that is the uninvited guest, that we are calling that weed. Okay, if weed infestation is in our desired crop plant, then that will take all the resources, and that will compete with the crop plant. Again, that is indirect. Again, that may secrete some allelochemical that will inhibit the growth of the crop plant. Okay, what is our desired plant? So before this infestation, we must ensure that we are not allowing the weeds in our crop field. That is what prevention means. Prevention means we are not allowing, we are doing certain management aspect so that we are preventing the weed seeds or undesired plant to come over our field. So how we can do that? How we can prevent the weeds to come to our field? Either we can take the pure or clean seed. We can take pure or clean seed, or that is called certified seed, which are free of weed seeds. If we are using the clean seeds or certified seed which are free of weed seeds, we are ultimately growing only the crop. We are not allowing the weed seeds to come to our field. Okay, so how they come? So there are certain objectionable weed seeds are there. So when these objectionable weed seeds, remember this point, objectionable weed means when these weed seeds they mix with the crop seed, they looks actually similar and their size and shape are almost similar to that of crop seed. Okay, so when they mixed with the crop seed, they are very difficult to control. So these are known as objectionable weed seeds. Another thing is that some weeds they grow and they complete their life cycle when the crop completes their life cycle. So during the harvesting time, it is very much chance is there that these weed seeds they come along with the crop seed. They are harvested along with the crop seed. That is known as satellite seeds. Okay, so we must ensure that we are not allowing the satellite seeds and not allowing the objectionable weed seeds to mix with the crop seed. So that is first point. The second point is we have to use the well decomposed FYM and compost. Why we use the compost and FYM in our field? To maintain the soil nutrient status, again to maintain the soil health, to maintain the soil organic matter status. So while using this FYM and compost in our field, those are the organic manures, we must ensure that FYM or compost whatever we are using, that is well decomposed. So that what will happen? The weed seeds that will completely degenerated, that will be completely killed in the process of this complete decomposition process. Because when cattle they consume the weeds, cattle generally they consume the grass. So grass is basically weed in our crop field. So when they consume the weeds, that weed seeds that is not completely digested inside the cattle digestive system. So that will come in the excreta, and that we are making the compost. If the compost is not well decomposed, then that seed have certain viability. The viability will be remained as such. So we must ensure that whatever FIM or compost we are using, that must be well decomposed, because when we use the fresh or undecomposed manure in our field, we can find a large flora of weed, or we are allowing most of the weeds to come to our field. Okay, then we must use the clean farm machinery or farm animal. Whenever we are doing any tillage activity or any intercultural operation, we are using different farm machinery or tillage implement. So if that tillage implement we are using in a weeded situation, that means where weeds are weeds are present, if we are using that tillage implement there, and again we are using that tillage implement in our farm where weeds are not yet present, so along with that farm implement, there is probability or there is possibility that some weed seeds that will come to our field. So we must ensure that farm machinery, whatever we are using, that must be clean enough. Then we must clean the irrigation channel and the field bonds. Okay, irrigation channel and farm bonds. You can observe if you visit any farm, or if you are living in the village and you are observing any crop field, that bond area or irrigation channel area, that is full of weeds, because we are not doing any control measure in that place. So if we are allowing the weeds to grow in our irrigation channel or in the bond, so along with the irrigation water, the weed seeds may enter in our field. Again, if we are allowing the weeds to grow in our field bond, then where the seeds will fall, that will ultimately fall on the field. So we must ensure that we are cleaning the field bond and irrigation channel regularly. What else we can do? We should not transport any sand or soil. We should not use the sand and soil in our field from a weeded area. From wherever weed is dominated, from that area we should not import, or we should not transport any soil or sand to our field. Then if we are controlling the weeds at nursery stage, suppose we are controlling the weeds from the previous crop. Okay, we have managed the weeds or controlled the weeds in the previous crop, so that will also act as preventive approach for the next crop. Clear or not? Suppose we are growing rice crop, then followed by green gram crop. If we have controlled the weeds effectively in the rice crop, then that will act as preventive method of weed control for the next green gram crop. Next point is in the policy level. The countries like India and some states like Karnataka, they have imposed the weed or seed quarantine law or weed quarantine laws. Okay, so in quarantine, what happens? There are some officials, there are some personnel. They actually screen the seeds that is being imported from from other countries, or if there is state quarantine law which is imposed by only one state, that is Karnataka. So what they do, if they are importing any seeds from the other states, they screen that in the boundary at the border. Okay, so these officers are already employed for that, so they actually screen the seeds and they check if there is any weed seeds or any suspicious seed present in that. Okay, if any disease, if any weed, if any pest that is coming along with the crop seeds. So basically in the policy level, that is the preventive approach for introduction of new weed, or that is called alien weed, okay, from other country or other state. So this was about weed, the preventive approach of weed control. So some objective questions like, suppose which state first imposed the weed law, that is Karnataka. Then there is plant quarantine regulation and import order that was enacted in 2003 to regulate the import of plant or plant products, soil, earth, clay, germplasm, and genetically modified organism. So while importing any plant material, they actually screen that product. So according to this order, and that is imposed in 2003. So yeah, this was the preventive approach of weed control. In the next class, we will study the physical or mechanical approach of weed control.